is about 6 to 8 inches from the right wheel.
Happy New Year. A few things before we get started. I want to check out the analytics for my YouTube channel at the beginning of this year, and then we'll do a comparison at the end. So far, 41,000 subscribers, approximately 87% male, 13% female, 22% for 25 to 34 year olds, 20% for 35 to 44 year olds, and 20% for my age group. Now the top countries that are viewing my videos: USA, UK, Australia, Canada, and Germany, with the biggest supporter of my channel being California, followed by Texas, then New York. And my lifetime views since the 1st of January 2019 is 5,724,181 views. Let's check in after Christmas. A few years ago, my good buddy Spook and I did a 21-day trek from the north of Peru through the Amazon over the Andes with no set route, no backup, no accommodation booked, traveling in a motor taxi, raising money for Cool Earth. Out of the 27 teams from around the world who entered, only 7 finished. Yes, we did. And one team raised over $10,000. Yes, it was us. This year in April, we will be doing a similar trek from the north of India near the Pakistan border to the south, covering approximately 3,500 kilometers in a tuk-tuk. And our aim is to raise money for animal conservation, including tigers, elephants, and dogs. Of course, I'll pop the 3.5-minute video at the end of this from our highlights in Peru. We'd love your support, so stay tuned in the coming weeks and we'll let you know how. And finally, this time last year, I had around 147 subscribers, and the goal was never to see how many thousands of people I could collect to follow me. I just promised my father that he would get to see me at least once a week regularly on a Tuesday morning. His ritual, he tells me, is simple. He wakes up, washes, makes his way to his favourite part of the house, pours a whiskey, sits in front of his favourite chair and waits for his personal message from me at around 8 AM. He then clicks on the link and then watches another video from moi. And then I got to thinking that in the interest of public health, Rudy, it is not a good idea to be drinking whiskey at that hour of the morning, alone. So from here on in, you can now tell everyone that you never drink alone and that you are joined by many others who will drink with you as we watch my weekly videos. Cheers, Rudy. Anywho, I'm not feeling very well. Oh, I think I've got stomach cramps. What's the date? Oh, it's that time of the month. I have my period. I'm menstruating. Sorry, people-struating. Brighton and Hove City Council are trying to tackle stigma around menstruation. What's the stigma? Once a month, women go from being a cute, playful little kitten to a ferocious feral cat. It's like their emotions are on caps lock. School children will be taught that all genders can have periods. So what is revolutionary about that? First period science, second period maths, and then little lunch. The new advice follows a council report which said trans boys and men and non-binary people may have periods, adding that menstruation may be inclusive of all genders. On the NXA20 website, it stated that
yes, trans men and non-binary people can get periods too, just like women. In some cases, they don't actually bleed, but will still experience the same symptoms leading up to and during their time of the month, like bloating, cramping, and PMS.
No, trans men will never experience symptoms like PMS because the M stands for menstrual, which is normal vaginal bleeding. Needless to say, I do every month have a few beers and a curry, and I do experience bloating and cramping. Brighton and Hove City Council said in a statement, By encouraging effective education on menstruation and puberty, we hope to reduce stigma and ensure no child or young person feels shame in asking for period products inside or outside of school if they need them. I'm sure council is a non-discriminatory and inclusive of trans and non-binary people. Well, I still consider myself a young person. I'm going to ring my local council.
Hi, speaking with Tess. How may I direct your call?
Hey Tess, I'm just wondering when council's public toilets will be providing sanitary waste bins in the men and boys toilets during those times when men have periods?
Just one moment, please.
Sure.
Just hold the line. We hope to answer your call within the next 5 minutes. You can ride your bike and receive...
Good afternoon, John speaking. May I start with your name and contact number, please?
Yeah, sure, it's G-Mann.
Thank you, and how can I help you there?
Mate, I am aware that council is very inclusive of trans people and non-binary people, and we were just wondering when you're going to be putting in sanitary bins in the men's and boys' toilets for those time that men and boys have periods.
Okay, we really don't know who's going to help us here. I could try city cleaning.
Yeah.
Will they help us here?
Yeah, we just want to know. We just want to know that when you're going to put the bins in there, so it'll be somewhere that we can put our pads.
Okay. Excuse me one moment.
Sure.
At pop-up laneway bar. The free event.
Sorry to keep you waiting so long.
That's okay, John.
City cleaning and council currently don't have any plans of putting sanitary bins in the men's and boys' toilets.
Right. Look, I'm sure that council is non-discriminatory and you guys are inclusive of trans and non-binary people. Am I right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think just as a request, because you know men do have periods, don't you?
I wasn't aware of that, to be honest. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, men do have periods and men menstruate. So I think it's only fitting that, you know, as council is very inclusive, that bins go in there. Can we seem to think maybe they would go in shortly, like soon?
What I've been told is if you wish, you can put a request in writing and it can be reviewed by council. I'll give you an email address if you like.
That'd be great.
Yeah, okay. So the email address, if you have a pen handy,
Got it.
Mail, M-A-I-L, mail.
Mail, mail, M-A-I-L, not mail as in... Yeah, I see what you did there. Listen to this. Have you ever heard of anything so absurd? The Adventures of Tony the Tampon, a colouring book. It features 20 hand-drawn pages of Tony the Tampon, Marina the Menstrual Cup, Patrice the Pad, and Sebastian the Sponge on a bunch of different adventures from the Wild West to space exploration. Oh, that is just silly. What protection will they have to get through to the Van Allen radiation belt? Gee, I hope Tony the Tampon doesn't go on an adventure to the beach or the swimming pool because she's going to get really fat really quick. Oh, look, here's a sample of the colouring book. I must try my hand in colouring. Oh, look, I might just colour this. Yep. Ooh, colour this. Ooh. What colour will I pick? Ah, this will be nice. Meant to serve as both a tool to help parents teach kids about periods as well as a fun way for adults to smash the period taboo, this book is great for all ages. This council also recommends that bins used for menstruation products will be provided in the toilets for children. It also calls for transgender students and pupils to be provided with additional support from school nurses if needed. The same council also recently released a Trans Inclusion Schools Toolkit to help teachers treat gender identity sensitively. Oh yes, snowflakes. It asks teachers to be respectful and inclusive of children who are questioning their gender and tells them that purposefully not referring to children by their preferred pronoun or name can constitute harassment. The Toolkit also recommends schools adopt a non-gendered uniform so all children feel included and to reduce bullying. Reduce bullying? I can tell you now that if a 9-year-old Gerald wears a dress to school, that will not reduce bullying. Chances are that Gerald will have the crap beaten out of him by the girls. This may all seem like it's very liberal and progressive. Well, it's not. If your child believes it is okay for boys to have periods, you are excluding them from reality and setting them up for a life of mental illness. Educate your children about the realities of the menstrual cycle, and if you must, tell them about the eventual demise of Tony the tampon. Oh, it's good to be back. Comment, like, subscribe, share, do what you have to do. Now go away and cheers to Rudy. I'm Gerald Pauschmann for The Point TV.
Off-road machine. It's just taking an absolute kicking. Still going. Found the problem, we're going to fix it. We're back on the road shortly. And the drop-off is about 6 to 8 inches from the right wheel. And there's just this massive bucking hole.
Basically, at any point in time, anything can happen. Probably the most difficult thing any of us have ever gone through in life, I would dare say.
You have lovely eyes.
There was about 100 yards of concrete. We got very excited. Now our hopes are dashed and my testicles are being pounded again.
Apparently there's 105 kilometers of roads that the locals say will swallow our
I've never been so fucking cold in my life!
Nombre Geraldo. That'll do. Nombre? Brian.
His name's Brian.
How was that?
It was delicious. I'm no quitter. I'm no quitter.
You're not a quitter.
That was like an old sock mixed with sour milk and soy milk.